All right, so we're back with part two here of our little deer spotting stream video. I hope we're in 4K. I didn't actually check. If not, we're in at least what would it be? Maybe 2K, 1440p. But we're heading a little further up into the woods here than we normally do, because we started a little further in. And we're still fairly close to the road though. I thought going in further this way would get us away from the road a little bit, but we're still pretty much running parallel to it. I was hoping that the trail would turn away from the road here. Looks like there's a lot of deer trails in these woods though. I've never seen him eat this, chew on this, like stamped down prairie grass here. Because it's not green. But I'll see him picking away at just the little stuff. I guess whatever their preference is. But I don't know if we're going to see any deer today, because we had dog walkers, and we had one guy on a bike. Here's a deer trail here. But there's no people trails going through these woods. Just wanted to try this zoom real quick. See, we get up to 8x. I don't think if we zoomed into that, I think we could still zoom into something and it wouldn't get blurry at 8x. Plus, the other problem with zooming in with the native camera is that you got to pinch it with your fingers. With the gimbal, you got the zoom button and the autofocus on it. So that might make the difference. I don't know. So we're over 20 minutes in right now. And it looks like we're going to still be running with parallel with the road here, because I can see the power lines, and they seem to be turning with the path here. So it looks like the path here is going to continue running parallel. I was hoping it was going to turn away from the road. I know there's sections that just go into the woods and get further away from the road. Is there a little pond in there? There's some water in there. That's right alongside the roadway though. And that could just be flooding. I don't think that's a real pond. So I think we're gonna just go around this turn up here. Because I just want to look down this part of the trail, see where it's at. So I used to ride this on my mountain bike a lot. And it's about, I think it's about 6 miles around. But there's a lot of street crossings because it's always seems to be close to the roads, because you don't really have a lot of space left of woods. They just keep building and building. I think there's another road crossing up there coming up. Although those power lines are kind of going to the left there. But I think there could be a crossing there. But I think we're going to turn around here. And head back. Take our time. Yeah, hopefully we'll get in our first official day of fishing today. Even though it got a little bit cold again, that could be a problem. But once the water starts warming up, you know, it's not going to drop just from like 1 or 2 days. It get a little colder. The water's going to pretty much hold the temperature. If it got warm enough for a bite. So it might be a little warmer than air temperature right now in these ponds. Might be like 50. We tried that little stream. At that small lake on my last video. I tried a little fishing in there, but I didn't get any bites. It was pretty good conditions. The water was nice and high, so you know there should be fish in there. If it's too low, then they won't really be in there. I actually tried fishing one of the Fox River dams yesterday too. Didn't get any bites in there. It was nice high water, but it's still, until that water warms up, the minnows won't swim upstream and then get caught at the dam. You know, for the fish to chase them up there and ambush them. You gotta wait for that water to warm up, in that fast water, because they're not gonna go up into that really hard water when it's cold. Then I could decide when I want to go shopping today. I need to get some food. Might do that. And then by that time, we might be able to meet up with the Bass Boys. There's a coyote right there. he got through. He got past me. Came back out. I'm at 8X right now. He came out to check me out, and then he went back in. He crossed. And then he came back out. So let's remember, there's that little tree there. That looked like a fairly big coyote too. But they're not gonna approach you. I'm shocked to see that thing during the day, because you usually don't see those except at night. He must be hungry. I might have to prepare for a coyote assault here. But I'm surprised he popped out. And I'm even more surprised that after he crossed, he obviously saw me. What is this clicking? I'll try to turn this thing here. There's a deer trail here. But them coyotes, they're going to be looking for, small critters. This is where he crossed, right here. There is a deer trail here too. I don't think we're going to spot him though. He went in here. He was pretty far away though, so we didn't get a real good shot of him. He must have crossed over. He must have came out of this, because there's a trail here. He must be following this deer trail here. All right. That's our first coyote sighting this year. We don't usually come up this far on the trail. So that was a pretty lucky shot that we got there. That's really the only other thing that's in these woods is the deer, the coyote. As far as your large land animals, as far as predators, the coyote, and of course you got your hawks. I don't know if I should have hung around there to see if maybe he would have ventured back out, but he seemed to be on his way, because he was on a deer trail when he crossed the path. I think he just wanted to check out to see what I was. So he poked back out, and then he kept going on another trail. So I don't think we would have seen him again once he saw that I was a big person. Now, if I was Like those ladies came, I don't know if they came up this far with their little dogs, but that's what you really got to watch out for when you're walking those little dogs. So he may have been, that may have piqued his interest. If they came by here with their little dogs, he may have sniffed them out. And he might have been hanging around. So it looks like it is a little windy, because we're getting a little wind on us right now. Wind coming toward us. So that's the other thing. Since the wind is coming toward me, he may not have gotten a scent on me. And that might be why he didn't have a problem just walking out like that. And then I got a green coat on too. But it's not anywhere near the green that's in these woods, so that's about as close as you're going to get to a coyote, though. Okay, so we're coming up to our turn here. I just keep looking behind me, like I'm being tracked. But I've never heard of a coyote going after a person before. It's funny though, because it just looks like a dog. When you're walking through the woods, you're used to seeing people walking dogs, and you see this thing, and the first thing you think of is dog, and then you're like, wait a minute, that's not a dog. And they don't move like your average pet. They're really more agile, almost like a cat. Pretty slippery, and I don't know what you call it. So about 18 minutes in here. We've probably got another 10 minutes, I think, to get back to where we started. It's too bad I didn't have a really nice zoom camera. But I mean, he would have only, 30 seconds at the most. And he's going to be gone. Deer don't immediately just run for it. And they're so used to seeing people that they're not going to take off unless you kind of make a sudden move, or like a sudden move toward them, which a lot of people do if they're trying to get a picture or video or something. Then they'll just dart and they'll dart into those woods and make some moves on you, and you won't be able to stay with them. I don't know how they get through this brush and stuff so easily, but they just fly through there. You don't even hear them. You might hear like something pop on the ground that they step on, but they just wind through this stuff, and they're gone. Even like a whole bunch of them. I've seen them go over fences. Like he would easily like go over like 4 or 5 foot fences. You don't even hear them. Keep looking back behind me in case, something were to pop out. Of course, there aren't going to be any deer in the area of where we saw that coyote, because they're going to sniff him out there, and they ain't going to be around. So is this our bend right here? Our deer crossing? I just call it that because I saw deer cross there once. They came out of here, and then they came across and they went into here. I think there were like 4 or 5 of them, including a buck. But I haven't seen any up here since. The last one I saw was right at the beginning of this part of this trail where I usually start. I'm just kind of scanning the woods with my eyes, but unless they're pretty close. Now we got the road noise up here. Coming back to the big blue tanks here, which contain something unknown. I don't know what's in there. I think what we'll do, we'll go to the store after this, and then we'll get ready to see if we're going to do some fishing. That way I won't have to worry about making that stop. I'll have time and maybe have time to get some wings or something. I got to remember to stop at the first parking area over here. so I don't just walk by. I'm going to take this tripod off. Seems like it gives you better balance having it stuck on there, but it's just a little bit heavier, not much. My gimbal didn't give me any balance warnings after I moved it. So I thought it was centered. I thought I had to move it a little to the left to compensate for my lanyard hanging on there. So we didn't bring any water with us in the pack, but I've got some water back in the car, because that's saved me a little weight in the pack. So here's our little stream down here. First one. I just forget which way to turn this zoom here. See, it zooms in, and then it focuses. It'll go up to 8x on this camera. So if we had a deer like way down there, if we're going into going all the way up to 8x, you see it gets a little blurry back there, and that's probably about the distance that coyote was at. So way out there at 8x magnification, it didn't come in clear. It's our little stream. Got anything hanging out at the water hole today? Nice little spot here. We're almost up to 30 minutes now on this one. It'd take a long time to upload and get ready on YouTube. I think we're going to stop it here, and then we'll just have a little short part 3 on this.